Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome everyone to today's subcommittee hearing on the Renewable Fuel Standard. I was privileged in the U.S. House to chair 2 prior hearings on this topic. I look forward to another important discussion regarding the Renewable Fuel Standard and its management. The ideals of the RFS are laudable to improve our nation's energy security and preserve the environment. Since 2005, daily domestic oil production has nearly doubled. Meanwhile, other government regulations, such as fuel economy standards, combined with the economic recession, has led to lower demand than anticipated. Additionally, the increased use of natural gas and improved energy efficiency have lowered our greenhouse gas emissions. For many years, the RFS has chased the annual mandates. Statutorily, the EPA is required to release the mandated volumes by November the 30th of the preceding year to allow those covered by the mandate to plan for the future. The EPA has not met this deadline since 2009, and we're still awaiting the EPA for the final version of the 2014 volumes, even though the year in question has been over for 6 months. When the announcement was made in November of last year that we would not see a final rule until the calendar year was over, the agency cited significant comment and controversy as the reason they could not finalize volumes, seemingly an admission that this program is unworkable in its current form, and there's a tremendous amount of controversy around it. And there are a lot of opinions circling and a lot of emotions around this particular issue. In accordance with a court order on June the 1st, 2015, the proposed mandates for 2014, 15, and 16 were all released together. Although some might say better late than never, we need to take a serious look at whether these delays are unavoidable every year now under current law. As for the actual numbers, the EPA's proposed 2014, 15, and 16 requirements include increased, unattainable at times, levels of renewables and those quotas for the gasoline supply over the next year and a half. The EPA has wisely chosen to work from the actual, the EPA has chosen to wisely work from the actual used volumes for 2014, but the future mandates called for by the proposed rule represent an aspirational goal of breaching the blend wall with very little time for increased consumer use of vehicles equipped to handle higher ethanol fuels. The likelihood that the volumes of cellulosic and advanced fuel required on the RFS will have to be reset by the EPA starting next year increases the regulatory uncertainty. This authority will likely be triggered due to the agency waiving significant percentages of the volume mandated by the law in face of production not being nearly as high as imagined by Congress in 2007 when the RFS was last modified. I want to reassert again, Congress is the one who set the rule in 2007, but the EPA is the one who has to figure out how to manage this since the cellulosic production is not close to what was predicted in statute. After a decade of implementation, we must ask ourselves if the RFS goals of yesterday are worth the increased cost to our food, gas, and the environment. From the price of livestock feed to the additional cost to restaurant owners to the everyday Americans who live with more expensive grocery bills, the program has had a negative impact in many areas. Beyond real concerns over engine damage, there have also been additional costs to motorists at the pump. On the environmental front, new studies are highlighting the program's negative impact on our land, water, and air, specifically ozone. Today, we have the opportunity to review the EPA's management of the program and take stock of the current state of the RFS. I anticipate an insightful hearing, and I'm pleased that our witness, Janet McCabe, could join us. Thank you for being here again. I look forward to re-examining these issues with my colleagues and our witnesses today. With that, I recognize the ranking member, Senator Heitkamp, for her opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.